checking in with chapters 24 to 31 of Before They Are Hanged by Joe Abercrombie. Book number 3 in the book number 2 in the First Law series. Let's start off with Sandan Glockdar, the inquisitor, torturer, horribly mutilated guy whose name I always, for some reason, just does not stick in my head. Glockdar. He is still hanging out in this besieged city of Havre, where the Gurkish forces are surrounded and are attacking and just beating the hell out of things. I think we established that, yes, he had figured out who the traitors were in these sections. He's also figured out who was the secret agent who took out his predecessor, and it turns out it is one of the Death Eaters, and it was the girl that the one witness who had not died after all that torturing. And the reason that she had not died was that she is basically impervious to pain, really hard to kill as well, and they rip into her, and it is one of these things of, this is a book where I guess we're supposed to be taking it that in this universe torture actually works, that people just don't start blabbing and telling you every single thing you want to know and making up even more stuff, making sort of all the information that you're given pretty useless. That doesn't seem to be an issue in this world, because I think about medieval societies where torture is used. It's basically used to make them sign confessions for whatever you want. Whether that's actually a useful thing or not is kind of doubtful. Here, let's move where the rain is picking up in my outdoor studio here, so we're gonna move to somewhere there's a little bit more cover. If I can do this while I've got a doodle pulling at me. But yeah, they do torture, and she does actually start talking, not particularly because of the torture, but I don't know, basically to deliver the message of who she serves. The prophet Halal, who is basically, there's a much larger war going on that he's got no clue of what the hell's going on, and that more will be sent, and that you will die, being the message. And he just ends by saying, well, burn her. Now they have very little time left. They have got a mercenary who's very jocular, very relaxed, almost as if he's just basically waiting for the moment where he can betray them to the Gurkish, where the Gurkish can just pay him and he could just hand them over. And it's like, there's not much that Glockdar can do about this. It's like, how is he going to get out of this one? Or how is he at least going to survive? Because it doesn't seem like anybody in this city at all is going to survive at all. I mean, you've even got the woman who is basically sent to search on him, is kind of like, trying to make alliances of like, how can we get out of this? What do you want me to tell the lector? Because he's left us all here to die because it's for the honor of the king, and they don't give a shit about us at all in all this. And it's like, it is a very hard place to be. I think as we left, Logan Ninefingers and Baylor and Giselle and Rowan, the person who is not a pink skin, because she calls everyone else pink skin, as well as the Gurkish do, which makes me think they are the more coded as kind of African, Asian, somewhere in there. They got attacked by these 13. Logan and and Rowan, they got their guys. Giselle actually suddenly kicked in and got his guys, but then everything went dark. And what had happened is he'd missed the third guy, who hit his face with a mace, and then probably his leg and arm, breaking them. And he's in horrible agony, but he's actually okay and may have actually benefited from this experience. Might be, at least for right now, a bit humble enough to be learning and to, you know, treat others like you want yourself, what you'd want to be treated. And, that, these guys are really capable and I can learn from them. And he's actually thanking them. I don't know if this is going to last for forever. I think he's going to go back to arrogant and cocky, but maybe some of it, maybe a fraction of it will stick, which would be great. They also encounter which I believe the same mage that may have warned Glocktor in an earlier section, maybe the same mage, I can't remember, who's saying like, don't go and get whatever thing you're trying to get. It's evil. You can't use it to control. You're playing a horribly dangerous game. I hope you do not succeed. And tries to warn them off. Tries to warn off the Rowan with her demon blood. And she says, like, fuck off. You're just another old man who's telling me lies. Why should I believe you any more than I should believe him? And they continue. But Baylor has definitely, we're getting things like the Death Eater says he's the one who killed his mentor and stuff like that. It's like, well, I heard a different story. It's like, well, everyone tells the story they want to hear. So, just that there's this question of exactly how much of what Baylor has told them is truth. I can't remember precisely the story he told them because that was a book ago, and I read that book a while ago, and we're getting into lore here, and let's just keep on with the fucking story, as maybe Logan Nine Fingers would say. Meanwhile, West and the rest of Logan's guys, the Dogman, and Treefinger. Is he Three Finger? No, he's Treefold or whatever his name is. All the old named men are basically hauling ass through the woods. They've seen that Baylor's company is not Baylor, not Baylor. Whatever the hell the Northern King guy, he's being shifty and is probably going to get himself in a different position to basically ambush anyone who comes up to try and help out the people that they'd sent. He'd sent somebody for help for the princess now completely demolished doomed army. So they are hauling ass to hopefully maybe warn them and also to get out of position. They're not going south, they're going north. And that's not going well, in the sense that the prince, every point that you might think, oh, he might actually be a decent guy, he screws up. It's like, why did everyone run? They were all bloody cowards. And it's like West just wants to strangle the fucker, but he's not going to. He tries to keep his temper in check. He gets closer to the girl, who it turns out isn't actually the daughter of the melted-faced convict Smith, but it's like, no, I just call my father because that way people will treat us differently, maybe a little bit better. But she says, yeah, my body's already been out for forfeit. That, the first camp commandant basically said, yeah, give it up or else. And I starved for 7 days until it finally it happened. He's like, until he gave up? It's like, no, until I realized I needed food. I should have done it earlier, she basically says. It's really kind of brutal, kind of matter of fact, the negotiations people make in situations like this when they have absolutely no power and need and want to live. So West is learning more lessons. Is getting taught by probably really the best teachers, this girl, but also Dogman and the group of the named men. Of course, his big first mistake was giving his jacket to the prince, because now he's fucking gonna freeze to death up here in the north. And we'll see how that goes. Yeah. So yeah, that's everything I think on this section. Just it's really good. You're clicking along to the stories, but I think I'm enjoying all the stories. They all have their humor. They all have their kind of grim, dark stuff. Really effectively done. Yeah. Okay. I will leave it there. More videos later.